generally what happens that whenever we start something, we are not able to start, right? We keep on thinking that I have to do this, I have to do that, but we are not able to start that. So the first which Swami Vivekananda is saying is stand up. Means we have to initiate that. And the second thing he is saying is be bold. So we have to be bold that whatever we are doing, we can do that. So the feeling of I can must be there. Otherwise, we cannot. We don't have courage. So if we don't have courage, we won't be able to finish that. Then be strong. Whenever we are doing something, we face difficulties, and in that difficulties, sometimes we start feeling from the failure that we cannot do it. So that is where we need to be really strong. Then the Swami Vivekananda says that take the whole responsibility on your shoulder. Then before every failure, we start blaming that okay, this that person because he did not do that, we failed. But it happened every time that we work as a team. Sometimes some player doesn't perform and we start believing that okay, because of that person we didn't win. But there is the opportunity where we can think that we have to take more responsibility and maybe I need to do even more in those circumstances. Um, we are quoting one Kavita which we discussed that what can be the mindset in those circumstances. क्या हार में क्या जीत में किंचित नहीं भयभीत में कर्तव्य पथ पे जो मिला ये भी सही वो भी सही. So when we take the whole responsibility, sometimes we will take failure also on our path. Then Swami Vivekananda is saying that know that you are the creator of your own destiny. Sometimes destiny plays the role, and if you believe that okay, we are the creator of on destiny, then we will put all the effort. Otherwise, won't be able to put much effort. If we start believing that we are destined, then we won't be able to put much effort in that. And Swami Vivekananda also said in the last few words is face the truth. There is a story of Swami Vivekananda which we discussed that he was living in Banaras, maybe he was in Banaras, and near a temple he saw a lot of monkeys. And after seeing them, maybe he got scared because so many monkeys are there, and they were bit of angry, and they start chasing Swami Vivekananda. So he started running, and some person him that why are you running? Why don't you face them? So when he started, the monkey stopped and they were not chasing him. Sometimes this happens that once we start facing our problems, that problems become very small. Right? We also again quoted one very beautiful poem regarding that, which summarizes this courage thing. असफलता एक चुनौती है स्वीकार करो क्या कमी रह गई देखो सुधार करो जब तक न मिले सफलता नींद चैन त्यागो तुम संघर्ष के मैदान को छोड़ के न भागो तुम कुछ किए बिना जय जयकार नहीं होती कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं. Also wrote one poem on this which is mine.
इतना पोएम सुनाएंगे बच्चों को तो
So this is written by me. धूप कितनी भी चमके समंदर सुखा नहीं सकती वो मेहनत पे यकीन किस्मत थका नहीं सकती बुझ जाते हैं दिए हवा को झोंकों से तेज कितनी भी आंधी पर्वत हिला नहीं सकती.
बहुत सुंदर व्याख्या करी उन्होंने. आपका अंदर कितना छुपा. हाँ सीरियसली मतलब ये हम लोग कई बार बोलते हैं कि बताने से ज्यादा हम लोग कई बार सीखते हैं. स्टैंड अप में ही उन्होंने कितना एक्सप्लेनेशन किया और नाउ आई कुड रिलेट. कई बार अरे खड़ा तो हो वंस यू स्टैंड अप यू गेट द करेज. कई बार क्या होता है कि खड़े होने तक की बात होती है. कई बार कोई बोलना नहीं चाहता है उसको हम हल्का सा धक्का देते हैं खड़ा हो जा और जब वो बोलता है तब समझ में आता है कि अरे अभी तक कहाँ थे भाई. एंड देन वी कोड वंडरफुल वेरी नाइस. नाउ टीम 4 excellence so they wanted to come forward. Sorry 1 के बाद 4 चला देगा. They will talk about love for humanity. Oh, sorry, excellence, sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm really honored to speak on the topic which lies at the heart of personal growth and success. So our topic for today is excellence. Excellence is the quality of being extremely good. So excellence is not a singular, or pursuit of excellence is not a singular event. We all are chasing excellence in our daily life. So there are two key ideas related to excellence. The first being, in every attempt, there are many obstacles to cope with, but gradually the path becomes smooth. That means at every step, we are going to face obstacles in our life. These obstacles are the stepping stone towards success. We just have to go ahead, and the second key idea which talks about that, the whole secret of knowledge is concentration. So how do you overcome obstacle? How do we overcome obstacle? If we have persistent focus, and if we are with a concentrated approach, we can tackle any obstacle. This we can learn from Swami Vivekananda ji as well. When he traveled to the West to propagate or to spread the message of Vedanta, he also faced a lot of personal issues. He faced a lot of financial constraints, and there were a lot of prejudice and skepticism at that time. But with persistent effort, he could overcome all the challenges. And this is how we know Swamiji. And so to conclude, I would just like to quote a dialogue from one of my favorite movie, Three Idiots, in which Amir Khan says, "Success के पीछे मत भागो, excellence का पीछा करो, success झल मार के आपके पीछे आएगा." Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderfully said. Excellence, normally that's what we say. We say seeking excellence rather than being perfect or being excellent. And excellence not only in what we do in terms of achieving goals, but it is about living our relationship, living our role, and anything. We can seek excellence. Now I would invite team 2, who will talk about love for humanity. Yes, ma'am, please.
Good afternoon to all of you. A big opportunity given to understand love and hatred. My group members has given a very thought to it and talked about how to go ahead with cognitive restructuring. The entire session is on, whatever the sessions, the modules and all, it is talking all about cognitive restructuring. So I'm just summing up with a quote, and thankful to ma'am. Ma'am provided it in just one line, zipped it the entire things. She said, "ना किसी से ईर्ष्या, ना किसी से होड़, मेरी अपनी मंजिलें, मेरी अपनी दौड़." जब मेरी मंजिलें हैं, मेरी दौड़ है, तो मेरी एक्सपेक्टेशन दूसरों से क्यों कि उसकी घृणा मेरा उसके प्रति प्यार कम कर दे, उसके प्रति मेरी घृणा, उसके प्रति मेरी घृणा मेरे सेल्फ को क्यों आहत कर दे। अगर इतना सा जान ले तो फिर ये कश्मकश नहीं रहेगी। डोंट हेट एनीबॉडी। Whenever we are talking about self-belief, I'm talking about two sharp of self-belief. One is cognitive dissonance, that is CD, सिंपल भाषा में कहूँ, व्हाट इज कॉग्निटिव डिसोनेंस? अपनी मर्जी से कहा, इस सफर के हम हैं, रुख हवाओं का जिधर का है उधर के हम हैं। जहाँ हवा बही वहाँ हम बह लिए, तो भूल गए ना कि हमें तो अपने नियमों से चलना था। So when we are losing self, that means we are losing the belief. So the shark is dissonance. The dissonance is what I am thinking and what others are expecting me to move ahead with that. जो मैं नहीं चाहता वो आप चाहते हैं, जो मैं चाहता हूँ वो आप नहीं चाहते हैं। इस कश्मकश में मैं भूल जाता हूँ कि मेरी वैल्यू क्या है। So कैसे इस डिसोनेंस को कम करें? एक और शब्द बात करेंगे, that is aggression. तूने मुझे इतनी जोर से छुआ कि तेरी खरोच को दूसरों से शेयर भी नहीं कर पाया। हेट्रेट सिर्फ दिखाई नहीं देती, महसूस की जाती। कभी कभी उस महसूस के, उस लम्हे को, उस एक्सपीरियंस को हम शेयर नहीं कर पाते हैं। उस खरोच को भूलने के लिए नहीं है, उस खरोच को मैं भूलूंगा नहीं, लेकिन एक लाइन तो क्रिएट कर सकता हूँ। That is the way. So we identified ways how to go for cognitive restructuring. The very first thing is must have less and less of expectations from others. If you are expecting, then only the hatred will somewhere or other will be a notion which will misguide you, mislead you. Expectation कम रखो। Expectation कम होती है तो जो दर्द देता है उसको भूल जाना आसान होता है। My understanding as well as my group's understanding, that is, we are not in a mode for justification. जिरह ना करिए क्योंकि आपकी जिरह के वो काबिल ही नहीं है। अगर आप जिरह ज्यादा करेंगे, अगर आप डिस्कशन मोड में ज्यादा जाएंगे, उसमें अपना लेवल पहले ही डिटरमाइन कर दिया है, आपके लिए वो कृत्य करके जिसके कि आप लायक नहीं हैं। अब आप उसी से डिस्कशन मोड में जाएंगे, बात निकलेगी तो बहुत लंबी जाएगी, और जब लंबी जाएगी तो खुद को खत्म कर देगी। The next we have taken, that is setting the boundary. I will not extend beyond that. It is me, it's my journey. I won't extend beyond that. कुछ हंसते हैं मुझ पे, कुछ तालियां बजाते हैं। कुछ हंसते हैं मुझ पे, कुछ तालियां बजाते हैं। ये वो जगह नहीं जहां नतीजा निकलेगा। वहां की सोचिए, वहां जाना है। Then why? I am giving them the opportunity to become my judge. Why I need to be judged by the things which they are giving us? The next is, क्या हासिल होगा? एनर्जी तो खोएंगे आप। बड़ी मुश्किल से पाई है 40 सालों का सेल्फ, और उस सेल्फ को सिर्फ 4 लम्हों में उस हेट्रेड के लिए उस एनर्जी को हम लॉस कर देंगे। सो इट्स बेटर डोंट लूज योर एनर्जी। ये उसका भी जहां है वो भी पत्थर मारने का हकदार है। ढाल खड़ी करिए ना पत्थर के लिए, आपके पास पावर है, आप ढाल खड़ी करिए, वो पत्थर मारेगा, आप झेलिए। और आपसे झेला नहीं जा रहा है तो ये ना कहिए कि पत्थर मजबूत है। The next thing is इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करिए। नफरत का काम कहीं आपने तो नहीं शुरू किया था। कभी कभी परसेप्चुअल मैप है कि आई एम द बॉस, इट्स ओके, बट समटाइम्स मेरे बॉसेस ने कहीं इतना सेल्फिश मुझे नहीं बना दिया कि मैं नुक्ताचीनी में इतना माहिर हो गया कि पूरी कायनात ही मेरे अगेंस्ट। सब गलत नहीं होते और सब सही भी नहीं होते। सो स्ट्राइक अ बैलेंस, अंडरस्टैंड योरसेल्फ। सब भूल जाते हैं कि एक लाइट है जो मुझे हमेशा खींच लेगी। जब हेट्रेड बहुत ज्यादा होने लगे और समझ में ना आए कि क्या करें, तो गो फॉर अ वेंचर। अपने आप को एक्सटेंड करिए, बाहर झांकिए, जिन्होंने जिया है उनसे पूछिए। एक बार मेट्रो में जाते हुए किसी ने मुझे कहानी मार दी और मैंने उसे ईव टीजिंग कह दी। उससे पूछिए जिसके साथ रेप हुआ और जिसकी सजा भी नहीं सुनाई गई। एम्पैथी डेवलप करिए, हेट्रेड कम हो जाएगा। जिंदगी छोटी मोटी धक्का मुक्की के लिए नहीं है, ये स्ट्रगल जीवित पाने के लिए। तो छोटी मोटी बातों को भूल जाइए और ये मान लीजिए कि मैं बिगर कॉज के लिए लड़ाई कर रही हूँ, छोटे कॉज के लिए लड़ाई नहीं कर रही हूँ. Our group is not saying that it is easier कि hatred को love में convert कर दिया जाए, लेकिन सोच से, विचार से उसे निकाल देना, ये तो हमारे हाथ में है. So let's start with that. From today onwards, we'll just think that I'll keep distance for my own sake. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Beautifully, she took the whiteboard as like a professor. वो बड़ा पत्थर को हटाना है, झेलना है या स्वीकार करना है, वो महाराज बताएंगे. अभी हम ट्रूथ टीम को बुलाते हैं. सत्य.
Mike.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So here, our group has two quotes from Swami Vivekananda about truth. The first one says, "Truth is no test. Comfort is no test of truth. On the contrary, truth is often far from being comfortable." So our group discussed on this, and what we concluded was that to be on the path of truth, if we are on the path of truth, it's very, very uncomfortable. Okay, if we stand up for truth, we may have to, we may feel pressure from various sides, and we may feel uncomfortable. Okay, but we should stand up for truth, okay, because truth only enable us to achieve fulfillment. Okay, we should be truthful, उसी से हमारा fulfillment होगा. How can we stand up for truth? How can we stand up for truth? Can any one of you tell me? How can we stand up for truth? What holds us from not being truthful? Can any one of you tell me what holds us from not being truthful? One is definitely it's not comfortable for us. मतलब example, if we take the example, recent example, हम कोई भी crime हो रहा है हमारे आसपास, ठीक है? All of us know the truth. ये crime हुआ है. Take the recent case of Bengal doctor वाला case, right? I think इतना मीडिया में आया है, सबको truth पता है, but nobody is standing up for it. Why? Fear of something. Fear of something. Courage नहीं है. Societal pressure. We are not. Comfort zone जा रहा है हमारा. Okay, so how can we stand up for the truth? How can we stand up for the truth? Just opposite to why we cannot stand up for the truth. How we should stand up for the truth is by being courageous, right? And how will we be courageous? Self-belief. Yeah, but I want answers from other tables, not our table, because that's what we have thought of. No, that's okay. That's okay. We are all learning here, right? We are all learning here. None of us is expert here. We are all learning here. हम लोगों ने थोड़ा डिस्कस किया है 5-10 मिनट. All right. Okay, I take it. Thanks. All right. So what we thought about is that how we stand up for the truth is. This is another way of approaching. No, that's okay. Thank you so much for your feedback. By being courageous, and how will we be courageous if we have self-belief in ourselves? Okay. So that is all from our side, our group, that we need to have self-belief, and we need to kind of, in the previous talk, Karthik ji talked about the that he acknowledged कि lionish behavior and sheepish behavior हर किसी के अंदर lion है. We just need to acknowledge it. अपने truth को अपने self में. So then that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So beautifully said.
We have a question.
There's one more group.
No, wait, I want to solve this. Bharat ji, would you like to pose the question? He does not agree that there is a concept of a higher truth and a lower truth. One of our this thing, so I said, Maharaj will convince you.
50 साल तक बर्बाद हो गया.
Once we say truth, truth is absolute.
Yeah.
I told you before entering into this campus, my perception is truth is always it is a tested one which will not vary from the person, time, and the place.
See, you are
Next.
Yeah.
Then one gentleman came here and he started saying that no, there is a lower truth and higher truth. Then I told him I never had that there is lower truth and higher truth. Then I convinced myself that depends upon the present status of the person, individual status of the person, intellectual status of the person. This is going to vary, right? And the truth is, an example also I have taken. The first thing, madam has given a thing that blind people are there, and an elephant has been shown to them, and one set of the people have been asked to touch the legs. They told that it is a pillar like that, and another person touched the tail, and they told it is going to be a snake like that, and going on like that. So the truth here, as per them, it is standpoint of view from where you are standing. That is the reference frame which we used to say. Right. Then another one example we took actually, that is there is a picture actually. One person sees means they say that it is going to be a old lady. Another person says that it is beautiful girl. Both are correct from their standpoint of view. That this is how you are educated, like that. That's how I convinced myself actually.
yeah. So you are very.
We have been introduced with one more term that is something called as a relative term. So I'm not clear about what is being called as a relative term.
Yeah. So we are getting deep into. See, now we know. Because since I think all of you have registered, all of you will be coming back, I think. So whatever is, if you can throw more light in the next session also is possible. Right now what comes to my mind is, what he said is absolutely true. Truth is truth. There's nothing like, but then from a point of view of Vyavahara, transactional, like, see, what I supposing someone like Mukesh Ambani, one can see his richness can be said in so many words. A person who understands might call it in terms of billions. Somebody would say in terms of lakhs, in crores, or industries like that. So the lower or higher truth comes only from a transactional or behavioral world, from various where we are, how we understand things. Ultimately, ultimate truth is only one. Now, even if you are not able to fully appreciate the philosophy, just I'll give you a brief hint of it. That is what long ago, thousands of years ago, our rishis and sages have discovered. They said there is only one. There is nothing second. That one they used to call as consciousness, or Atman, or Brahman, the Supreme Self. There is only one. There is no second. See, there is a lot of logic and discussion. It's all not mere statement. We can have hours of discussion on that. I'm just giving you the findings. So, that is the ultimate. That is at the basis. That is behind everything. But then how do we then see this manifold, this world, other things, you, me, so many other things? So they all come under the lesser truth category. So from one point of view, from behavior or practical purposes, we understand them like that. But so this we are not able to completely say this is untrue, is it not? Our being there, the world, the manifestation, the transactions, everything, they are all there. They have a relative validity or relative truth or lower truth. From the highest standpoint, there is nothing, only one. Everything else is negated because, see, for example, there are several logics they say. One logic is because of the observer observed phenomena.
एक एग्जांपल भी है सर.
हाँ.
अगर फ्लोर पे मैं 9 लिखूं, इधर 9 दिखेगा, वहाँ 6 दिखेगा. So it's all about observation.
So from our understanding, so you know what? So what they say? The entire experience depends upon the observer of the consciousness. Because there is a consciousness, this is available, this is available. So otherwise it will not be there. So whatever that is observed, that is not real, that is not ultimately existing, that is one argument. Because in observing, I can say, in my view, this person is lean and thin. Someone is really by अरे ये क्या है? तो मेरे से मोटा है, nobody might say. So that way, the relative or the lower truth is in the sense from the transactional world or an existential world. That's why in the highest philosophy of Advaita they say one is called the paramhans satya and there is a vyavaharika. Paramartha is ultimate, nothing beyond that. There is only that oneness. In vyavahara, you have all this multiplicity, you, me, world, other things, creating. So it is only in that sense. Otherwise, truth is ultimately one and only one. There is nothing other than that. That is. But it's okay. That convinces you because you see, otherwise we will never be able to transact in this world. See, the point is, if you take that stand, there is nothing like there cannot be anything beyond that. You have to completely be totally free from every kind of participation, every kind of action, every kind of transaction. So that is why, for practical purposes, it's called this relative truth or lower truth. Moreover, say supposing, even for example, Swami Vivekananda says, there are three famous Hindu philosophies like, Dvaita, Visishtadvaita and Advaita. These are the three famous Hindu philosophies. Dvaita philosophy clearly admits of duality, me and God. And they said God is all powerful, He is mighty, I pray, I surrender, I am absolutely subservient to Him, God is all powerful. It is one idea. And Visishtadvaita says God is in and through all that. It does not say the world is not real and all. It says in and through all that, it is permeated. We are also part of that. So it's partial, angsha. So it's called Vishishta Advaita. Then the Advaitas complete the oneness. There is nothing apart from that. Three phases like going from a lower level to a higher level. There is a lower to a higher truth, but nothing is wrong or nothing is to be completely discarded. Only that word was used. So this is that. And you are talking about the relative. Relative truth is, you see, what they say, there is only, ultimately, there is only one thing called the consciousness or witness or absolute. There is nothing like second. Now, what is the relative thing here? Supposing, supposing this is a mind. Because there is an observer, there is a consciousness that is observing this. Only for that it is there. If the consciousness behind that is removed, then this experience will not be seen. So this experience of this relative world, or whatever you see, we behave, including our body, our mind, body, everything, that is related to that absolute. Only in that context we see. How it is related? Because what happens when you go to deep sleep? Where is your money, your property, your husband, your children, your relative, everything is gone. So only in your waking state, you experience all that. If it is also absolutely true, it should be there all the time. Where has it gone when you are in dream? Completely a new world is created, new things are experienced. And in that world, it is very real. During dream, do you ever know that, oh, what I am seeing is all unreal? Only when you wake up, when you come to the waking state, then you understand the dream is not real. Similarly, when you go to deep sleep, even that is not there because the mind is also quiet. There is no experience at all. When you wake up from sleep, then you know, yes, I had a wonderful sleep. I was so happy and comfortable. So there is only that witness, it was there, that was watching even when you were asleep. But there was no mind, no function of the organs, so there was no experience. So all these things, all that we experience, whatever in the waking state, in the dream state at all, they're all relative truths because there's only that witness, that consciousness that is in and in behind all that. Because of that, we experience all that. So this is the actually the basic Advaita, all the discussions they do using these three, they call avastatrayas, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. So all these experiences we have are related to, because of that consciousness, related to that. So in that sense, it is relative truth. And absolute truth is that one consciousness, there's nothing beyond it. I have put it very, very briefly. It's very, very elaborate, detailed discussion. People have written volumes on that. Absolute truth is the idea that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am that supreme self which is beyond all sorrow, suffering, birth, death, everything. Yeah.
And relative truth or how we approach to a problem like what I talked about, that if you are in a problem, we gave the example of case, how we respond to that problem. I said that we should respond truthfully. So that will vary from person to person, right? Depending, because
Yeah, depending upon your courage, your conviction, your feelings.
plus even the truth. So here comes the concept of relative, right? What I feel the truth is.
No, that is not that way. It's your own perception. Here we cannot say that it is relative truth and absolute truth. It is your perception of a particular incident or a situation. Even in their relative truths, they only take it from the two points of view. One is that total absolute truth, which is beyond all modifications, change, birth, death, it's eternal, always. Everything else is under the category of relative truth. There are only two divisions there. One is absolute, the rest are all under the category of relative truth. But how we react, how we behave, etc., they all depend upon our own perceptions of the situation. Everything comes under relative one in that sense. All are part of that. Because there is only one, because how do they access that? Because it is very clear, every experience or through our, for example, now, how do you finally see this? The sense organ I is the final, that is one, it first brings that there is something like this. Then it takes to the mind. Then mind agrees, oh, it is something like this, it analyzes. Then it takes to the buddhi finally to get the answer. But behind that also there is something, because when you say this, my hand, my mind, my buddhi, what is that mind? That is the supreme consciousness that is behind all that. So everything else is related to that. So that's what you say, in your deepest levels of perception, you can go to that, and there when you are established in that sense, then there is no sorrow, no suffering, nothing, only that feeling of supreme consciousness. This is just an outline of the Advaita philosophy.
One thing is like effective and empathetic communication. Yes, please continue.
Good afternoon, everyone.
From the
There was much to speak, but much has already been spoken in advance. So, so I am wondering what I could spell out about my topic. First of all, I am going to announce my topic. The topic is effective and empathetic communication. And there are a couple of quotes by Swami Vivekananda. I would read out the quotes first. Think of the power of words. They are a great force in higher philosophy as well as in common life. Day and night we manipulate this force without thought and without inquiry. And the second quote is, heart speaks to the heart better than any language of the mouth. I will reflect upon both these quotes one by one. We discussed with our group members and deliberated upon these couple of ideas, quotes, and some of the ideas which have emerged out of the collective discussion, I would like to put across you. First of all, we talk about the first quotations, which is about the significance of words in communication in our life. So, when we talk about communication, I personally believe that communication is the index of one's personality. What kind of person you are is amply spelled out through what you speak and how you speak. I am reminded of couple of sloks from Sanskrit. एक राम का कैरेक्टर है, भगवान राम का कैरेक्टर है, वो जब शिव की स्तुति करते हैं तो उनके चॉइस ऑफ वर्ड्स को आप देखिए कैसे वो यूज करते हैं, नमामि समीशान निर्वाण रूप विभुम व्यापकम ब्रह्म वेद स्वरूपम. और एक जब रावण जब बोलता है, वो ही इज आल्सो द ग्रेट डिवोटी ऑफ लॉर्ड शिवा, एंड व्हेन ही composes the sloka, he is very aggressive in his choices of words, as he says, Jatai communicating. And whatever truth should be the kind words, the choice of words should be deliberately made. And I am just reminded of a joke in which 3 words are used, and all these 3 words have different implications upon the listener. जब आप घर में कोई हस्बैंड अपने वाइफ को कहता है कि तुम हत्यारी लग रही हो, तो लाभ जूतों की कमी नहीं रहेगी, लेकिन कहेगा कि वो तुम तो कातिल लग रही हो, तो हो सकता है कि चाय के साथ पकौड़ा भी मिले. और अगर कह दिया कि यू आर लुकिंग किलर, तब तो फिर डिनर बाहर ही होगा. तो कबीर दास ने भी कहा है कि ऐसी वाणी बोलिए मन का आपा खोए, और को शीतल करे आप हूँ शीतल होए. तो हमारा it's actually speaking about the responsible choices of words. We are talking about responsibility of the decisions in the earlier sessions. So also while you are speaking, you should be very careful in choosing the words that you use to speak, and the soft skills will come to your aid in this context. इस context में गालिब का एक शेर मुझे याद आता है, जो कहते हैं कि इस सादगी पे कौन न मर जाए है खुदा, इस सादगी पे कौन न मर जाए है खुदा, कि लड़ते हैं और हाथ में तलवार भी नहीं है, लड़ते हैं और हाथ में तलवार भी नहीं है. Actually, when we talk about the truth, we have been speaking a lot about truth in the earlier discussions. So truth is very notorious for its harsh temperament. ऐसा कहते हैं सत्य बड़ा कठोर होता है, लेकिन हमारे शास्त्रों में ये कहा गया है, इसीलिए क्योंकि सत्यम ब्रूयात् प्रियम ब्रूयात्, ऐसा सत्य बोलिए कि वो प्रिय सत्य हो, ऐसा ना सत्य बोलिए कि वो कटु सत्य हो. क्यों? क्योंकि एक बार 3 चीजें जब निकल जाती है, एक बार तो वापस नहीं आती है, इसलिए बड़ा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आपको यूज करना है. तीर कमान से, शब्द जुबान से और शरीर प्राण से निकलने के बाद वापस नहीं आते हैं. इसलिए चॉइस ऑफ good diction makes all the difference. Now, actually the choice of words inculcate in us a belief in the self. We are talking about a self-belief. And the second quote is about heart speaks to the heart better than any language of the mouth. This, I am absolutely in agreement with this quotation, because this stresses upon the importance of non-verbal communication in life. According to a study, it shows that all the communication in the world that takes place, only 30% of the communication is performed through verbal communication. 70% is through non-verbal communication. So when we talk about heart to heart, आंखों में इशारा हो गया. The idea is that non-verbal communication speaks louder than verbal communications, and this actually lays emphasis upon the empathetic value of communication. How you can put your foot in somebody else's shoes, and then you get to know the actual pain that one feels while one lives the life. And while speaking, जब communication की बात करते हैं तो communication mistakenly taken for only speaking. It's not only speaking; it's listening also, because listening precedes speaking. there are 4 skills of language: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So one who is a good listener is a good speaker also. And if you are not a good listener, you are not an empathetic speaker as well. So you have to be a good listener in the first place. अब सेल्फ बिलीफ की बात करते हैं, आत्मश्रद्धा जिसको हिंदी में हम कह रहे थे, तो श्रद्धा के बारे में ये कहा गया है कि श्रद्धावान लभते ज्ञानम, ज्ञान उसी को मिलेगा जो श्रद्धा से है. So what is श्रद्धा? श्रद्धा is a natural inclination towards anything, natural interest towards anything. जब आप श्रद्धा की बात करते हैं, it begins with yourself, because charity begins at home. And when you celebrate the good choices of words, when you make good choices of words, you actually celebrate. Else you regret. So this celebration itself instills self-belief in us. So that is all I want to submit in front of
Very effectively and empathetically communicated. So thank you so much. So with this we'll end this session and we'll break for chai and come back say 10 minutes.